welcome to TFT Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with Oberon and Banshee. And this is me, Oberon, with my show, The Emotional Exchanges. So welcome to the program, everybody. This is my show that highlights the emotional parts of our lives, specifically, perhaps more often than not, love and relationships. So I do this with a reading for each sign of the zodiac, Aries all the way through Pisces, and I pull two cards essentially asking these questions. The first card from the top of the deck represents that overall vibe or essence or energy that may be coming to the sign, and then the bottom of the deck is whether or not you are going to be lucky. And of course, that's lucky in love in general. That could be specifically casual dating, or anything else. Maybe you're thinking about unconditional love of some sort. Seeing your grandparents, will be really lucky. I don't know what it is, but at any rate, we're going to start off with a reading from the Universal Love Oracle by Tony Carmine Salernos. I love using this to kind of set our tone. So let's consider it a card for the collective, for everybody. And believe it or not, I still haven't hung up the tapestry tarot for today on the back wall there. We were away this weekend reading cards, and so we usually take the tapestry with us to put in our area for people to see our business name. Alrighty then, here we are. It's a nice one. It's Moon Tree. All right, Moon Tree. Ideas you once had are about to resurface from within your memory. Conditions are right for you to fill these ideas with positive energy. Expect positive results. The mysterious and somewhat peculiar image on this card is here to help you reflect these ideas. Know they are well-founded, grounded within fertile soil. It is now safe for you to branch out. Enjoy the experience. All right, so that's a very good omen for us. And I guess it's saying, in terms of the reading, that maybe more of us will be lucky than not. Let's hope so, especially when it comes to love. So for the deck reading, the deck that I'm using for the reading is the Royal, and that's in Mike Royal, the creator, Dark Tarot. I used it because it's a little bit spicier. I'll just have to say that. It's a little bit spicier. So these readings are good for this week. That's the 25th till next Thursday. That's May 1st, I believe, the National Day of Prayer, as well as other things. And they are good for the sun, moon, or rising. So you can check out any of those for an idea about what's going on with your emotional life. Okay. So Aries, sun, moon, or rising. Top card. What is the vibe for the week? And oh man, it's the Hermit. The vibe for the week is maybe you're gonna kind of lay low. The Hermit could be saying really that you're working on some other stuff. Nines are about completing cycles, and maybe you're working on something that just doesn't make you very available for a lot of other things, not just the emotional part of your life, but maybe some other aspects of it too. You're just not there. But what is the bottom card saying about whether or not you will be lucky? And it is the Six of Cups or chalices. And I'm tempted to say, give until it hurts. But the Six of Cups means, of course, because it is a cup, that it will come to you naturally. But the idea behind the Six of Cups is really a mutual exchange, of some sort. The idea that if you give a little, you're going to get a little too. So let's consider that as a plus for this. And we will now move on to Taurus, Sun, Moon, or Rising. And I'm not very aware of what's going on astrologically. I know Banshee probably gave us the lowdown during her show. But anyways, Taurus, Sun, Moon, or Rising, what is the vibe? What is the energy? What is the feeling? It's the reversed Ace of Pentacles. So right now, if you have new projects that concern something you really love or care about, whether it's a relationship or some activity or thing that you really love and you want to do, and maybe this is a new part of it, you're starting it up, it's spring, something like that. It's not yielding very well. It seems to be delayed, and maybe, you're feeling like there still is time either to try something new, or you're wondering if you just really should, stick with it or not. Will you be lucky? And I think it's possible. It says maybe because it's the Sun. And the Sun says you're going to find out at least about this. But the Sun is generally a good omen for the ideas of relationships, children, celebrations. So here's hoping that's true. All right, so we are on Gemini then. And Gemini, Sun, Moon, or Rising. This is for you. I use this deck, the Dark Tarot, occasionally on our regular live stream, Monday or Sunday or Thursday, but I also use it occasionally on Goth Tarot, though not very recently with that. All right, Gemini, Sun, Moon, or Rising, what's the vibe this week? What's coming around? And it's the reversed Chariot. So the vibe this week, Gemini, seems to be there's no motivation or feel towards pushing yourself towards your goal, especially if it's something, either romantic or something really generating love or fond feelings with you. You sort of feel slaggard about it. You don't have any energy, or you feel like maybe you've been moving in the wrong direction, and maybe for yourself you want to evaluate some sort of course correction. But will you be lucky in love regardless, or lucky in some form of that? And it is no, because it's swords, but it's the Three of Swords, which shows that somehow some inner healing or some self-care, some sort of recovery does need to happen. So maybe you're not lucky because that first situation says you're sort of derailed there, and maybe you don't move towards a healthier vibration as far as emotionality goes. And so the Three of Swords says really you can realize this and start working on your own self-care for yourself. So that was Gemini. We will move on to Cancer. Sun, Moon, or Rising. Cancer, what is the vibe coming to you? What is the vibe around you? It's the Knave of Wands. That's the Page of Wands. That's upright. The Knave of Wands, the Page of Wands says maybe there's an energy that's inviting to you, like maybe somebody is looking at you and considering getting to know you better. You may receive messages or invitations to things, or in general you are starting off on your own on the avenue of finding new friendships or relationships. It's a good sign. But will you be lucky in love, etc.? Cancer? And it's Swords again, so that means no. And it's the Seven of Swords. It's upright. Maybe there's some bad stuff going around. Maybe you feel the situation seems like there's something secretive going on, and or the revelation of bad news. I'm not sure how this affects your lucky quotient, but maybe this is just saying there's somebody who's being too prying or too interested in your past or what you're doing. An oppressive personality, if nothing else. Moving on to Leo. Sun, Moon, or Rising. Leo, fire sign. What is the vibe? What is the energy for Leo? What is around you or coming to you? And it's the Knave or Page of Pentacles, but it's reversed. So the reversed Page of Pentacles is a suggestion maybe that you're kind of still in the dark about something. You're not finding out what you need. And some of this is really more basic. It may not be emotionally driven, but it seems to be driven to the idea of maybe some sense of security, personal. So it could be more for people who might be in relationships that are more emotionally obligated, like families is what I'm feeling, like maybe situations around that. So the emphasis for Leos might be trying to be back in touch with that family spirit or feeling some solidarity somehow. Now, Leo, will you be lucky? And it's a maybe. It's the Hierophant reversed. You might have to really think out of the box on this. This could be, it doesn't have anything to do with the first card, but it is saying perhaps that you have to break the rules a little bit. You have to try to stretch what is possible versus, what others think you should do. And, you're a Leo, so do you ever really care about what others think you should do? I know you guys. All right, Leo. And we'll move on to Virgo now. Sun, Moon, or Rising. And this reading that we use to determine you're lucky, we did get from somebody else. It's only very slightly modified, or only in a sense is it modified. It may not be modified at all, but it's pretty cool, I think. Anyways, here we are with Virgo, and what is the vibe this week? And oh darn, it's that Six of Cups, but it's reversed. The vibe this week may be sort of feeling like you're finding yourself not wanting to be as forthcoming, emotionally speaking. Maybe you're feeling a little guarded or cautious because you're not feeling like where your attentions or interest may be going is not reciprocated. And this could pertain to relationships as well as things beyond relationships, situations where you just don't feel the love for some reason. You don't feel like it's worth your while. Now, in matters of love of some sort or emotional matters, will you be lucky, Virgo? And it's the upright Eight of Cups. So it says, yes, it will come to you naturally. You seem to have to find it on your path. That maybe it's not so much that you're seeking it, but that maybe you'll be guided to it ultimately. This thing about being lucky. And so it does sound like more like a real strong relationship or coupling, lucky in that sense more than just, the trivial sense. Virgo, we'll move on to Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Libra, what's coming to you? What's the vibe this week? And you have the upright Eight of Cups. So Libra, you may be finding that you want to walk a path towards something that feels, liberating, something that feels like it's been your overall goal. It's probably in the emotional realms. That's why we're here at this show today. But maybe what you're seeking is something that you really feel you've been wanting to see for a long time. So you are moving in this direction with no necessary speed or urgency, just steady movement. Will you be lucky? And it's no, at least not this week. It's the Five of Swords. There seems to be some true conflict going on here. It could be that maybe the movement of the first card is really the movement away from something really kind of just no to this, get away from it. So I don't know exactly if they are connected, but I'd say it's possible. And so you're moving towards something that takes you away from conflict and strife, Libra. That's wise. So we'll now have Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising. What is your vibe? What is your essence? What is the energies or themes coming towards you, Scorpio? And our first card is the Two of Pentacles from the top of the deck. So it feels like this is a time where you want to work on kind of harmonizing the factors in your life, especially where they may pertain to relationships and kind of like what's functional or physical about them. So we're not necessarily talking about, trivial kind of relationships. These are relationships that matter to some degree. So they could be people who are in more or less truly connected relationships, even if there are multiplicities of some sort, polyamory thing, or even if there's a family consensus view towards a family relationship, it could apply to that. It's like really balancing the issues right now that need to be. Will you be lucky, Scorpio? And it's a sword, so it says no, it's the Knight of Swords. And this could be that maybe you're too reckless here. You're forcing yourself into a situation that you can't really make work. You're not necessarily being some sort of, SOB or fool about it, but this is just not the time for you to be projecting that energy towards, a relationship or a situation. Okay, we're going to move on to Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Sagittarius, what is the vibe coming to you this week? It's the Hanged Man reversed. Sagittarians, you probably have been acting a little bit pompous in a relationship, or maybe there's something that kind of has put you at odds in a certain relationship. It may be a close one, but maybe you have to find a way to compromise some situation or dialogue that's going on, especially if it is talking about the overall condition of the relationship. And you may have to eat a little crow. You may have to really concede some of the things you thought you could not concede, but you might have to for this relationship, Sagittarians. Now, will you be lucky? Oh, maybe, and it's the Lovers. And so it would be a good choice, because the Lovers is about choices, if Sagittarians do indeed work on these situations and figure them out. All right, Sagittarius. Hey, not bad. We are in Capricorn. Sun, Moon, or Rising. What is the vibe? What is the tone of this week? What's the energy going on? It's the reversed Two of Swords. From some possible emotional point of view, you've made up your mind and you know a course you need to work on. You feel you understand enough emotionally what you need to do, and you are moving down a path that may possibly achieve agency for you. I'm not sure what it does for any relationship or thing you really care about, but it seems like you have to really prove a point of view too, in a way, prove you're right in some way. Now, will you be lucky, Capricorn? And it's Pentacles, so it will come with a price. It is, in fact, the Six of Pentacles. And the Six of Pentacles would be saying here that if you're able to be equitable somehow in the situation, and I'm not sure, but I get the feeling it could be connected to that one. If you're able to be equitable in a certain way, you may achieve, a lucky situation, lucky in romance or love. So think about that. Think about fairness, or think about giving due what is due. Capricorns. All right, we are on Aquarius now. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising. What is the energy about Aquarians this week ahead? What is the tone of your week, emotionally speaking, or even what possible events could be going on? So our first card then from the top is, what is that vibe? And it is the Sun. And of course it's sort of a incubus-like being with their bat wing against the Sun. But the Sun says only good things. The Sun says that if you've been perhaps waiting for that right time to move into the direction of something you really love, this is a really good card for that. You're finding out who loves you. You're finding strength in a relationship. There's so much knowledge and appreciation for love and brilliance in your life. So, hey, Aquarians, why not? Now, will you actually be lucky according to this then? And it's a definite maybe, because it is a major arcana, but it's justice reversed. And so once again, maybe this could be saying you might have to understand where you flow in that balance, and that maybe this is about you not necessarily even being equitable, that maybe there's something you have to really concede for the sake of fairness. Aquarians, is that possible for you? Perhaps. All right, so we are on Pisces then. Sun, Moon, or Rising. Hello, Pisces. What's going on in your world? What is your vibe or essence or energy? Tell us, do. Sun, Moon, or Rising. What is the vibe the energy or focus for the week. It's the reversed Four Swords. You may be trying to move back into a situation with a relationship or with something, you know, that you really care about, but circumstances sort of took you away from that. It could be that there was a relationship and now there's a chance at going back to that relationship, but it could be more personal. It could be just about you recovering a sense of where your true feelings are. Maybe this makes a decision to you about whether or not you're going to move back in that direction, if that represents a past relationship. It could just be another kind of aspect of self-care of the heart that you might feel, you know, you really have to pursue, you know, coming to terms with something, a certain kind of love maybe with somebody, forgiving each other or finding compassion with each other. So that's pretty deep, Pisces. I hope that happens in a good way. Now, Pisces, will you be lucky? And I'm happy for you. You know, a lot of the last few signs have been luckier than in love, or the possibility than the first signs. And that string of swords we had there. You have a major arcana, so it's a maybe, and it's the Devil reversed. The Devil reversed. Well, that's interesting, because I think what it means, therefore, is that there's something liberating going on, that maybe you're finding something within yourself that makes you feel now confident and free of baggage, whether it was emotional codependence or anything else that maybe kept you from really relating to or understanding or embracing your love, you know. And that could also be, you know, self-love as well as this presumed lucky. So awesome. All right, so that was the emotional exchanges for the week. I'm glad you spent a little time with me. I thought that was kind of fun. I'm really getting to enjoy these readings, and I want to give them to you in the spirit that it's good information for you. It's quick and lively, so hopefully you enjoy as well. Thank you. Let me know if you can, of course. And I'll just mention briefly that tomorrow's happy hour. We were in hiatus last weekend. We are back this weekend at its usual time of 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Banshees Material Matters will be back on Sunday, as it usually is. It's a recorded video, but we are live in the chat room, and pretty much our tarot tribe convenes with us, and we all have a really good time together. We illuminate more the reading, Banshee does especially, and we drink coffee and have fun. Then our live show for the week, Sunday's live stream, is at 2 to 4 p.m. And all our times are Eastern Standard Time. So check us out. It tends to be early. Boy, last Sunday was just like a madhouse. We were filled up by the first half hour, and we had to close our list. We can only do approximately, on average, 18 readings in a 2-hour spread. Also, you know, if we're doing a birthday reading, which we might be doing this week, and our usual, you know, banter at the beginning, the card for the collective. But check it out. We'd love to see you. We're also on live Thursday nights too, this last Thursday night indeed. So from 7 to 9 Eastern Standard Time. And so this is Oberon saying thanks again for coming. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.